This is a video for how to go about placing components from the McMaster Carr catalog into Fusion 360. I want you to notice that I have started a new design. It is unsaved, so I'm going to call this McMaster Carr video is just what I'm going to call it. I'm just going to say save. You're going to see I got video up here, and I want to right click up here and I want to create for myself a new component and say, we're going to make ourselves a component. I'm going to do something really simple. And I'm going to go up to sketch, and I just want to create just a real basic, let's just say center rectangle. I'm just going to click here and drag out and say finish sketch. I'm going to go ahead and go to extrude, and I'm not going to mess too much with dimensions right now. We're not going to worry, in talking about dimensions, we're not going to change anything. You notice right here, I have component one. I'm going to tap a couple times, and I'm just going to call this RP for rectangular prism, just as an example. I'm going to go back up to my global component, and my global assembly, excuse me, and we're going to go back to our normal assembly. Now we have a component right here within an assembly, and note that within that component, we only have one body. So learning how to use that terminology can help in understanding Fusion. Now, getting to McMaster Carr, if I go to Insert, and I go to Insert McMaster Carr component, you're going to see a lot of industry standard items right out the gate with fasteners and joining. That's the most common thing that people generally get out of this is, screws and bolts. So I'm just going to go to screws and bolts and say, I want a socket head screw, and, I want a high profile socket head screw. And as I look in, it even gives you, examples of, views of how those objects get placed into wood or any material you're using. And I'll say, this right here is what I want. I'm going to go to product detail. And as I scroll down, you're going to see something that says 3D step. That is what we want. There's all these different types of 3D models that you can take if you want to, a PDF of the drawing, but we want that actual model to place into Fusion. As I scroll down, you can also see multi-view drawings of the part with dimensions. Good thing to go over with your students just to show them that why do we talk about multi-view drawings so much? Here's the reason why. I'm going to go to download. Automatically, it's going to place that screw into the object. Just going to drag this over to here. I'm going to go ahead and say OK. And notice that we have ourselves a new component sitting right here. That particular object now is what we've placed. Get a little bit of details from that as far as bodies go. Can't really go into change too much about it, but now we have ourselves a separate component. I'm going to go ahead and just go back to our global assembly. If I wanted more of these, I could use the copy command and place more. But if I have another thing that I want to take from McMaster Carr, like U-bolts, certain types of mounting plates. If I know exactly what it is that I want, product detail, again, 3D step, download, automatically is going to place that into Fusion. Really neat component of Fusion 360 is the ability to place these together. Great example of things that are already made. So another chance to talk to your students about ANSI standards, about, why we have a common understanding of language within creating parts. So there is a consistent understanding of, thread notes, diameters, materials, and all these different types of things for Fusion. So this has been a video on how to go about placing McMaster Carr components into your assembly in Fusion 360.